Whose birthday is it? It's Sagittarius. Oh, yeah. What is up, Sagittarius? Happy birthday season. And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great one so far. So, for those of you who are returning, what's up, Soul Tribe? I appreciate your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. It's keeping this guy coming back and keeping us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 20th through the 26th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on the situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Everyone's here to celebrate you. It's just going to be a fun time. Now I'm going to be pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to be some future options that we're going to play around with. The bottom left will be some perspectives that will hopefully help assist you with the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case y'all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are super cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. And I've also provided in the description box below a link for some of the decks that I like using in case you want to get your own, pull along with me. Just have fun with it, Sagittarius. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Sagittarius this week? Let me get your cards pulled and then we will get right to it. I wouldn't expect anything less. All right. Bringing that big energy. Oops. Bam. Okay. Okay, and there we go. Alrighty. Let me get your cards organized. I will put you there. Sit with them for just a hot second, and then we will get started. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, I'm with it. So, for the nature problem this week, we have the Ace of Wands. And then the cards that came along with it are the Two of Cups and the Two of Disc. Now, with the Ace of Wands being your power, or yeah, it's your power, but being the nature of your problem, I feel like we're getting ready to plant the seeds for something incredible. Because the Ace of Wands, the aces represent, they can represent like the roots of the power of the element. So this is the root of the power of fire, and wands have to deal with with energy. So with this being the root, this is something massive that I feel like we got in the mix here, Sagittarius. So at least something that you're super excited for. And I feel like we're just trying to figure out where we want to channel this energy. And, you know, what a good place to start them with the Two of Cups. Because I feel like with this popping up, one thing that's going to help you assist, or one thing that's going to help assist with you finding out where to channel this energy is to kind of figure out what do you love? Because that's what the Two of Cups is about. It's about love and really kind of about getting to know yourself. I feel like, and also like a card of compassion as well. But I feel like this is you getting ready to find I'm feeling an evolution getting ready to come on here, Sagittarius, in the sense that like I feel like you're really coming into yourself with this Two of Cups energy here. And once you really find out, because the aces for me too, I like to think of them as your seeds. You know, you're getting ready to plant this thing, and then you're gonna go out and just go own it. And I feel like if you're having these doubts about where to channel this energy, because that's very appropriate. Because with if I had to have a caveat with this, it's more so I think about the Knight of Wands, which is one of your cards, oddly enough. He's the type of, and I know he's not here, but I feel like this still applies. When you have energy like this, I feel like this is one of those things we want to make sure we're being intentional with it. Because with the Knight of Wands, he's the type that if he's going in without a plan, he's just gonna just burn everything around him, and then when he stops, you know what, it's the quickest way to a hangman situation, because you're all burned out and now we got to start fresh again. So I feel like when you're figuring out where to channel this energy, I really think that it will help to focus on something that is that's going to bring you that fulfillment, and it's going to just fill up all your cups here, and you know, really expand into your ocean. And to also, while we're going through this, you know, we're gonna get used to, or you know, start getting accustomed to what are gonna be some of the positives and negatives for this thing. You know, maybe this is something that if this is, let's say, for you're getting ready to start a new project, maybe we're getting ready to, you know, we're feeling like we want to level up. We could maybe go in for a promotion. You know, however you're channeling this, maybe it's time to just maybe start making like a list. You know, what are going to be some of the pros going to be doing with this thing? What are be some of the cons? And then how I'm going to tackle both of those things. How are you going to go about getting used to this ebb and flow, ebb and flow of life? You know, because the thing with this type of energy, you know, it could be, you know, when you're starting these things, you're so excited. You know, you're excited, inspired, and you know, you just want the most out of this energy, but. Of course, like with most things, you know, I love where your energy is, because this is your ruler here, Jupiter in Capricorn, and it's one of those things. You know, we're so focused on the fortune and the fun, but we know when the work comes around, it can might deter us a little bit, and maybe it's just like it gets to this point of like, well, this was cool for a while, but man, oh, just like that, Sagittarius, and we do not want that. Hold on, let me grab those cards really quick. How perfect. Oddly enough, that is not what we want. We don't want it to get to where it's just like, you know, meh, you know, that was fun. Let me try going on to the next thing, because that is how you burn this energy out quick. And you know what? Let's get into some future stuff here, because while I'm talking about having fun, you got the Knight of Cups here, you got the Lovers, and then you have the Death card. Now, with the Knight of Cups, that little jump that you all did there, didn't appreciate that. Well, yes, I did, because it got my point across. That's something that the Knight of Cups would do. Only if he's, because he's a guy, he loves fun. And the thing with these readings is that they're not gender specific readings, so you are totally a knight, if this energy applies to you. But it's, you know, he's my card of, you know, he loves to appreciate all the finer things. He loves fun. He loves being in love, being excited, all those positive energies. He revels in it, because he represents the ocean here. You know, he's all about that brilliance. You know, got the peacock there. I mean, even look at, he's got these extravagant wings. You know, just everything about him is just like, I love all the beautiful, finer things in life. But when he's met with some resistance, you know, then he's that type of like, all right, I think I'm gonna go join the others and jump off this table here. And but you know, it's one of those things. He has the strength. You know, it may be, and I feel like for some, you know, maybe if this is something where, you know, you're excited about this thing, but you don't want to, you know, you're afraid of getting hiccups or something like that. Hopefully this is making sense. You know, I feel like you know that you can rise to the occasion as long as this is something that you love. Because the Lovers is a card of, you know, it's a love of imagination, of inspiration, of innovation. And what better use of that energy than to channel it into these Ace of Wands here? You know, I feel like this is something you can rise to the occasion with this. This is going to be, as long as it's something too that it's fulfilling you, and you'll know it. You know, trust if your lover senses are tingling when you're thinking about this thing, you know, explore that. You know, be open to the new opportunities that come. And I don't need to tell you that, Sagittarius. I feel like I mean, look at you and your ruler. You know, you're all about, you know, embracing these bigger, brighter, you know, about expanding your world. And that's, I feel like, is going to really help too when we get with this death card here, because a transformation is happening. You know, with this energy here, you know, it's one of those things. It's funny, you know, I'm getting, because normally the Ace of Wands is really explosive energy here, but I'm feeling there's a simplicity here that I'm really liking. You know, I feel like this is something very very innocent here. I'm not sure how to explain that. You know, take that as it resonates. But I feel like this is something that you've been that you maybe been entertaining for a while. You might have put on the back burner, but I feel like this is the time. You know, something's in the air, Sagittarius, and I feel like with this death card here, I feel like embrace that change that's getting ready to come. And when we get into the news later, this will definitely make. I feel like it's going to bring a lot of this home. But just kind of, I feel like while you're in this, while we're in this, you know, kind of exploring, you know, what you want to do, you know, what you're trying to. What's trying to inspire you. Embrace this change that is coming, because I feel like something fantastic is on the horizon here. Now let's get on this other side, because you have the Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Discs. Now, before we get to the Priestess, I kind of want to talk about this Three of Swords here, because the Three of Swords is a card of sorrow, card of melancholy, a card of just kind of sadness. And maybe this is something, I feel like maybe with this sadness, maybe this has been something that we've, I'm getting like there's a realization here. I feel like this is something that you've been wanting to pursue for some time, but we just haven't made, I feel like maybe we've made this dream, if this is a dream of yours, I feel like we've like shrunk it a little bit, kind of diminished its value, you know, maybe this was something we thought about in the past, but then life kind of happened, you know, maybe could be marriage, could be kids, and not that those are bad things, but it's just like, you know, you had to focus this Ace of Wands elsewhere, you know, maybe we did a career shift, however that looks like, but I'm feeling like maybe there's these, I'm almost getting like a nostalgic feeling with this Three of Swords here. Like I feel like we feel like maybe we missed out on something, and that maybe it's too late to get this, you know, to find or to maybe open this chapter back up, or even to kind of restart this thing. But I don't feel like that's the case, because with the Priestess here, or I don't feel like that has to be the case, because with the Priestess, you know, the Priestess is a card of, again, she's, it's so funny. The running joke has been that, you know, when I was talking about, I don't think I actually talked about that. Before we talk about the Priestess again, I promise I'm gonna get to you, girl. With the Two of Discs as well. You know, while we're thinking about this thing, because I feel this is important, you know, when we're thinking about this, if we have been feeling kind of down, you know, if this isn't something we think we can balance, you know, I feel like just start small. You know, if this has been on your brain, find just even the littlest way to incorporate this in life and make it work for you, because eventually you're going to get to this place where it's going to fit nicely we're going to find that equilibrium there, you know, between balancing your work and then balancing, you know, what you find fun. And that's where the Priestess lives. She lives right in this sweet spot here. I feel I've been, but now we can talk about the joke. The joke has been that the Priestess and the Queen of Cups have gone half on a palace here. I've upgraded them. First it was a condo. These are very savvy women, and you're very savvy too, because you know how to work with these energies. You know how to, I feel like you are getting, I feel like you're really starting to tap into your intuition here, Sagittarius, with the Lovers and the Priestess here. I think that this is something that is really going to help guide you. I feel like your higher self is trying to get in touch with you, you know, really kind of like, hey, this thing that's been on your mind, that little whisper in the back of your head, just like, hey, give me a try. I want to have like, I want to have some fun. I want you to get the most out of your world here, Sagittarius. I feel like follow that voice, because I think that's going to lead you to this 10 of disc here, because the 10 of disc is a card of wealth, a card of success, a card of abundance, and whatever that looks like for you. If you're trying to make it rain, Sagittarius. If you're trying to get fulfilled, then let's try to get some fulfillment in your world. This isn't something that has to bring you down. We don't have to carry this. Don't turn something so beautiful. And I wouldn't tell you what to do, but I feel like, don't turn something so beautiful and make this a sad type of thing just because we feel like we don't have the time. I feel like let's see if we can carve out pockets of time. Because, I used to say that quite often, that it was like, man, there is never enough time in the day. But if it's for something that I love, bet you I'm gonna make time. Because even for like when I started doing this channel, I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. And now it's like, because I love it so much, I work my life around this thing, not this around my life, and it's going to be one of those things. It's going to take some time, however that looks, but it's going to get you to, it really is going to get you to ultimately just a better place where you're feeling I feel just a lot lighter, if you've been carrying this 3 of Swords as like some baggage here, Now let's talk about some perspectives, because I like this too. Because down here you have the 6 of disc, you have the 10 of cups, and you have the Star card. And this is beautiful. Because with the 6 of disc, this is the moon in Taurus, so it's exalted energy. This is a card of success, a card of just getting that win, and I feel like that's what this thing is about to be here. I feel like this is going to be more successful than you think, in whatever capacity you want to implement it in your life. Again, it doesn't have to be where this is like, I'm not saying you have to like quit your job and pursue this thing if you don't want to, take it as it applies and be mindful with how you're doing it. But I feel like you can, if you're doing something you love, it doesn't matter. You're gonna absolutely get that success in however big or small. That's all that matters. That and your fulfillment. Because the 10 of Cups is a card of satiety, it's a card of your cups are overflowing. And I feel like this is something that if this is bringing you that exuberant joy, because that's exactly what this is here. The 10 of Cups is just, it is, this is what, look at that, 10 of Cups and 10 of disc. Sagittarius, abundance is falling out of the sky. it's not just because. This is because this is something that you're doing. This is your making here. You're painting such a beautiful thing. Look at you. Look at this universe that you're painting right here. That's what the Star. It's about that, getting that clarity. Realizing that there could be something here, and to keep that hope. That's what the Star also embodies, is remembering that hope and on that clarity, and to just form your world around this however you want. If you want diamonds falling out of your pockets, make it happen. If you're trying to make a world of fulfillment, make that happen, because this is your world here. You are the Star. And while I'm talking about your world here, bring it home, higher self. Check it out. You got the universe here, you got the 10 of Swords, and the Hermit. Now, before we get to before we finish out here, because this is a grand ending. 10 of Swords, you're probably like, what's so grand about that? Let me tell you, this is heralding the end of delusions. We are getting out of our headspace here. This 3 of Swords, this might have been this thing that's been coming on and off. And that's been just kind of not necessarily leading us to ruin, because the 10 of Swords can also be a card of ruin, a card of faulty reasoning, but these are all things that we're telling ourselves to bring us down. But the nice thing about this is there's no 11 of Swords. You're at the end of it here. It's all that clarity is coming. This really is, the 10 of Swords is something to celebrate, because now we can start finding our light within, looking for that star within ourselves, because that's what the Hermit is about. It's about finding that illumination within, that divine inspiration, that the circumspection, really trying to figure out who is Sagittarius and what defines you. What do you want to, how do you want to shape your world going into your birthday season? Really do a deep dive, give this the love and attention that it deserves, because look what's going to happen here. Your universe is coming to fruition, because this is the last stop of the major arcana train here, and it's time to go seize this reward. You've been on a long journey. Look at this. Let's switch back over Sagittarius. I just got chills. Yeah, appreciate this. You've worked hard for this, and I feel like it's going to be if it's something that you love and you want to fill your universe with this. I feel like I don't want to jinx it, but where can you go wrong? I trust your gut. You have the forces are at work behind the scenes, and not even just in the cards, but in the planets. But before we get there, I hope that made sense, and hopefully this all resonated with you. But for a clear understanding of, make sure to do I'm all backwards. If you haven't already, let's do the subscribing, the liking, the sharing, all those YouTube things. And to get, while we're hermiting, check your moon, check your rising, and this week we're checking our Jupiter. See where your placement is for your ruler, because I tell you what, Jupiter is doing it. It is doing it, and let's talk about it. Let's jump into the news, because I was like, this week the energy's too expansive to think of anything too clever. It's just like I've been trying to get this across to everyone. Your season is going to be, and not that all the seasons I feel like are special, of course, but what's happening in your season right now is spectacular. The sun is entering your sign on the 22nd. And this is a time to open our hearts to new opportunities, and not even just new opportunities. Maybe it's time to take something that you considered old and maybe outdated. Let's breathe some fresh new life into it. Let's add some newness to it, and let's feel optimistic while we're doing it. Because this isn't a time to focus on what you can't do. This is a time of focus on what you can do, because you show me what you can do, Sagittarius. We just went through this whole journey, and look at what we ended up with. We got that clarity. Oh, it's going to be great. And if you know what, now that we got that clarity, that your nature of your problem, let's take this seed here and make the most of what's happening on the following day, because on the 23rd the new moon is going to be entering Sagittarius, and this is a time, plant this energy, deep. Oh, Sagittarius, do that deep dive, because we're gonna, this is a time to take the lessons that you got from this Three of Swords, this Ten of Swords, and even honestly, even from this Death card here. Take the experience that you got from that and paint yourself a bigger, brighter, better future. Bigger, brighter, better future. Whew, because it's within your power. You've shown me this. I absolutely believe that you can do this. And you know who also believes in you? Jupiter does, because Jupiter on the same day is going direct. And now this is going to be an auspicious time. I feel like, it was one of those, for everybody, but I feel like especially for you and for Pisces was one that I got some really grand things I feel like are getting ready to come on the horizon, because Jupiter's about positivism, about fortune, about hope, about expansion, and Jupiter wants you to do just that. Go be yourself, Sagittarius. Because that's you. If we, even as a generalization, Sagittarians are looked at as this optimistic, fun, go-loving. One of my good friend's wives, she's a Sagittarius. I love her. She's fantastic. My grandma's was a Sagittarius too. You're the best. and you're so uplifting. Your energy it's different, from because I have a lot of Leo in my chart, so I understand the Leo aspect of it. Aries has a different feel, but Sagittarius, the fire that you bring, it's joyful. It's oh man, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's something I feel like make the most of this. Like, what a good birthday gift to start off your birthday month with, and to give something to give yourself something that you love. Let's get into some aspects. I could stay in that all day. The sun is going to be trine with your ruler, and with this time, I usually say that abundance doesn't fall out of the sky, but I feel like in this instance, they're trying to make it happen, because when the sun's trying with Jupiter, it's taking all that positivity, that abundance and opportunity, and we're just cranking it up. Just crank it up a little bit more. I'm sorry, were you already drowning in abundance? Well, hold on. let's just pour a little bit more, just to make sure you don't get bored. That's what the sun and Jupiter are doing, and it's awesome. It's awesome what's going to get ready to come. Next, you have Mars is squared with Neptune. And with this, actions kind of combine with idealism. Maybe your goals have been a little unclear right now, but now that all these opportunities are opening up, and now that you can kind of maybe explore some different realms, and I really feel like too, whatever, if this is this old thing that you maybe be bringing back up, find maybe creative ways to channel it, access it. But I feel like as long as you're going with that positive energy, this here is just going to flourish. Oh, and I forgot to mention some crystals to work with for the previous one. Sunstone and yellow sapphire for Jupiter, and then ruby for Mars, and celestite for Neptune. Last thing, you have Mars is trine with good old Saturn here, and with this time, it's going to feel kind of difficult, or may feel difficult to get things, get projects started, but the energy is a little more grounded now. Now we can be more, I feel like there's a practicality that's settled in. We're not working against the energy, we're working with it now. And I feel like as long as you are persevering through this and making the most of this, because this isn't going to be something too that's going to be like a quick thing. I feel like a one and done type thing. I feel like this is going to be something that if you persevere, it's going to have lasting impact. It's going to really help just kind of shape your world in a way that's just going to be very, very lovely. And some crystals to work with are either ruby or an onyx for Saturn. So yeah, I hope that resonated with you, Sagittarius, because this is I hope that made sense, because this was an interesting journey for sure. But let me go ahead and get your surprise card so I can get you out of here, and so you can get to manifesting. Nice. Look at you, Queen of Wands. Yes. Do you know what? With the Queen of Wands, I feel like this is one of those. Normally, she's like my cool as a cucumber card, and in the sense of like, when life kind of comes at you, we got things coming out. She goes with the flow. She's able to just like what? Yeah, look at her. She's so skilled. You're so skilled. But I am feeling more so with her here. I feel like there is I feel like you're coming into your power. And I feel like, because the Queen of Wands, of the queens, and I feel like it's because she's the watery part of fire, queens representing water, wands representing fire, that she has this power, this attraction, that's a little bit different from the other queens. That's like her unique thing. She has this air about her that's just like, you want to find out what she's about. I mean, come on, look at her sitting among these, she commands these flames. Felix is, officially, on Cancer's channel, we officially named him Felix. So Felix is chilling, and just everything about her is just so, like, she has an authority about her that is just so attractive, and that's where I feel like this is where you're getting ready to come into. You're going to be this, I feel like people are going to be looking at you as an example of how to carry themselves, of what optimism and all that looks like, you know, and how to embody that in their realm. So make the most of this energy, Sagittarius, and I feel like you're going to do some phenomenal things. I think that's a good place to leave it. Last thing, this guy's on Facebook. So, you know, if you're on there, you know, come join the Soul Tribe. You know, I post on there regularly. I can definitely, well, I don't have to talk on there, but I can definitely spell on there, whatever. And with this expansive energy, I'm trying to get on all the other social medias too, but I'm learning that I may need an adult, at least for one of them, but that's the nature of my problem. But that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Stay safe out there. Keep raising that vibration, and I will catch you on the next one later.